Hi, welcome to A1R Psychic Radio. I'm Linda Willow Roberts, and this is the I'm A Manifestor show. Welcome to Australia Day. I wanted the candles going, and I'll tell you why the candles going if you can see me on any live feeds. Welcome to everybody that's joining me. I'm so pleased to be here and share in the knowledge and the information and the messages that channel through me from Spirit. So today I'm in Tasmania, Australia. It's Australia Day, and I have a candle going. You might ask why I'm burning a candle today. To the original landowners of Australia, this is a day of mourning for them. So I just wanted to recognise that to start with, and that's why I've lit the candle today. It's also Australia Day, a part of a celebration for us immigrants, I suppose, from everywhere else in the world. I was born and bred here in Australia, and I wanted to tell you a little story that I've unfolded in the last 12 to 18 months, and then we'll get talking about manifesting. I had a friend who's a family member whose father actually did our family tree, and he brought it to me, and there's a picture of the first person of my family to come to Australia, and his name is Richard Apted, and he came in the late 1800s, and he was sent to Tasmania, which used to be Van Diemen's land, and it was a penal colony. So he actually got arrested and kicked out of England, I suppose, and he came from Reigate in Surrey, and he was done for highway robbery, which made me laugh because I thought at least we didn't steal just a loaf of bread, it was a highway robbery. So last year I got to go to England. I did England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland, and my sister and I went to Reigate in Surrey. And we wanted to have a look. My brother-in-law said, "What are you going to do there?" And I said, "I don't know, maybe look at some cemeteries to see if we can find our last name." And now we know that where we were from. And he pulled into the town hall. And I said, "What are we doing here?" And he said, "Well, this is the town council, the town hall. It's the best place to go to get information about this area." And we said, "Okay." So my sister and I got out of the car and we walked inside. And there was a man sitting an older man sitting at the desk at the reception, and I said, "I've got a strange little question for you. My sister and I are here. We've flown all the way from Tasmania. This is where our ancestor was shipped from. He lived at Reigate. We just wanted to know what the oldest cemeteries were in the area so that we could maybe go and have a look." And just as I finished speaking, a lady behind him that was sitting at a computer behind him said, "Have you got 5 minutes?" And we said, "Yes, why?" And she said, "I'm just about to go on lunch, and the lady that's relieving me is named Jane Apted." So synchronicity, that's what happens. So I'm goosebumped again. So Spirit took us there at that particular time to meet somebody that was probably our ancestor. There was only 3 of them that lived in that area still now. We didn't really get to find out any more information, but she did sneak us out the back to have a look at the honour boards, and some of our ancestors with the surname Apted were on the honour board and the council roll, and we took photos of that. So that's where I came from, and that's how I got to be in Tasmania, and I'm so very grateful to be in Australia. But I'm also celebrating today. Yes, I'm here, and it's the lucky country, and it's beautiful. But I also remember the original landowners, and it was the day the colonisation killed a lot of people, and I just want to remember them and just be respectful that they have a part in this day as well. I suppose that's all I really wanted to sort of say, about it. I really find it interesting that I got to go all the way from Tasmania, and it's such a long flying time to there, and at that split moment got to meet somebody that that had the same surname as my maiden name and that's lived there. So that's why I've got a candle today. So be respectful for the original landowners and what they've gone through. And I can only work and do what I feel comfortable and what's my position and my opinion. I don't ever talk about religion or politics. So if you don't feel the same, that's okay. But that's how I feel. So I wanted to talk about a couple of other things before I take a call. It's coming up to the Chinese New Year. It's the year of the dog. And so what I've actually done this week, and I wanted to share with you, I went to visit a friend of mine who actually talks to me about feng shui and the cures for 2018. Now, the annual 5, which is the negative aspect to directions, every year changes, and the annual 5 is in the north this year. And so I needed to get a cure, is what we call a cure for the north. And so I actually got some Chi-Ling dogs, dragons, a pair of them to place in the north. So I will actually put them in the north of my home inside, and they will protect me from the annual 5-star that's that afflicts the north this year. So you can actually do things, and when we're talking about feng shui cures, what we actually do is we put them there before the affliction comes in, before the start of the Chinese New Year, so that it actually doesn't affect us. So that's what we do. So that's something that I wanted to talk to you about too. So we have our first caller, and our first caller is Stephen from Syracuse in New York, and I hope I pronounced that correct. How are you, Stephen? What can I help you manifest?
Hello. Yeah, you said that correctly. I'd like to manifest some love in my marriage.
Yes. Yep. So when I'm talking, I'm using the I'm a Manifestor Magical Oracle cards, which are my own cards. But before I do that, I actually want to just sort of give you a couple of things that have just come in for you, Stephen. So finding the things that we love in life and doing things that we love actually helps love in your life, okay? So internally, when we do things that we love, then more love comes into our life. So I don't feel like that you've actually been doing the things that you love, that you're passionate about. And I'm not just talking about relationships, I'm talking about being passionate with external things, things, hobbies and things that you love to do. So you both need to be doing that a little bit more, but I'm just going to pull a card for you and just have a look to see what spirit is guiding us to do. And the card that came up is Shine, okay? So that makes me feel like that you actually have to dull yourself down for your partner, maybe. I'm not even going to say partner's not the word. That you have to dull yourself down for the people that are around you. I feel that you can be quite out there, quite outspoken, happy, robust sort of a person, but you feel like you have to contain yourself sometimes. Does that resonate with you?
Yes.
Okay, don't dull yourself down, shine. So when you shine and you are your true self, then other people will match that vibration. Okay? So shine, because when you shine, other people around you shine. Do you know, you shine the light over everybody that's around you. So don't dull yourself down. Find the things that you love in life and do those and really start to shine and stand in. So that's owning your own power. That's knowing that you do that. I've actually had a relationship with somebody once. That sounds really random, but anyway, I had a relationship with somebody once, and when I was confident and happy and really out there, he just said to me, "Oh, settle down. You're acting like you're 6 foot tall and bulletproof," because he didn't cope with my nature. I'm a Leo. We laugh loud, we talk loud, we do things loud, and he wanted to put me into this little box and behave in a certain manner. So, Stephen, what I would say to you is to really be yourself, shine, find the things that you love to do, and just honour yourself. How do you feel about that?
That sounds good.
Does it? Do you think that you can do that?
Yes.
Yeah. It's tough though, isn't it, when you feel like that you've got to do, darken, squash yourself down a little bit. But I think it's you need to do more fun things that you absolutely love.
Okay.
So there's a few hobbies that you used to do that you don't do anymore.
Yeah, I used to work with bands, and I ran sound, and I kind of got out of that.
Yep. That doesn't mean that you can't go and enjoy them. I love music. Music is the easiest way to raise our vibration. Music, children, animals, singing, dancing, being in nature, just being joyful and loving and unconditional, that can raise your vibration. And then that law of attraction works with the universe, and it mirrors what comes to you.
Yep, I also used to sing with bands too, so do lead vocals, and I enjoyed that, but I kind of got away from it.
Your card is shine. Okay, Stephen, you need to shine because that's part of who you are. That doesn't mean that you have to go back and repeat the past. However you continue, you can create, and it can be joyful to you. And so bringing love back into your life, the love of life, actually helps you with your relationships and love.
Okay, well, my wife and I right now are kind of estranged right at the moment, so
yeah,
I'm just trying to get her back.
Have you, things got a bit serious, so I think that you need to, even if you ask her, and I'm not sure of the situation because I actually feel like she got pretty hurt, and lost. She lost herself. I think that you both lost herself, but she really needs to find herself as well. So you can date one another. You can go and see some live music. You can have it. Put that bit of fun back in there if you're able to maintain just that friendship, and that will open the door for you for all sorts of things.
Yeah, currently right now she won't even speak to me, so it's hard getting anything going.
Yeah.
To repair the relationship.
Yeah. So what I'm saying to you though is to go and do things that you love, because we need to get ourselves right before we can maintain good relationships. So you actually need to go and do the things that you love to do, and then the vibration will match that.
Okay.
But this card says for you to shine. So, Stephen, go and shine.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you. It is hard to shine. It is hard to, I call it my sweet spot. That's the best place that I can manifest from when I'm happy, I'm content, I'm confident, I feel free, I feel alive. And then there's some people that don't like you like that. They try and contain you to be what suits and sits right with them. Well, they're not your or my vibrational match. Okay, because the people that vibrate and match to that energy are good manifestors and positive. There's not a right and a wrong. It's not like you should be shining and you should be confident, and if somebody else is not, they're wrong. But this is what I like to feel. This is how I manifest. This is how I feel alive and free and confident and happy. So I vibrate like that, and then a vibration will match that. So bring more of that into my life. So that's what I do anyway. So that's just my personal opinion. Hello to all the Facebook Live people. Hello, hello, hello. We have Emily in Taft, Texas. Hello, Emily. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I'm really like talking to you in Texas. I've never been to Texas, but I've always wanted to go. So is it lovely?
Yes, it is. It's very lovely.
So I'm here today with my I'm a Manifestor Magical Oracle cards that are published by whitelightpublishing.com.au. How can I help you manifest? What intent will we put up to Spirit to help you manifest?
Basically, CPS took my kids from me. So I am like needing some kind of something.
Yeah. Now, you know that each day is a new day, and we can start we can start a new life, and we can start change anytime we want, okay? So sometimes what happens isn't the end story. It's part of the journey, part of the learning journey that we're on. So I'm going to pull a card and ask what can help you at this point in time with that. Okay?
Okay.
So, you know, any new day we can change anything. Okay. So, and the children card just came up. Okay. So I'm going to read out this card to you. Okay? So I'm just hope that it resonates with you. And this is one of the cards that I was so very passionate about when I did, because I put children in a really high, I have a high respect for children and nurturing them. And so this says, patterns can repeat themselves in many generations and many past lives. Finding the core beliefs in yourself may unblock your children's problems. Do you use negative phrases for money, relationships, and life in general? For example, life wasn't meant to be easy. Your children need you to show them how to live by example. They watch you and will follow your ideals and paradigms. We can then start to change with that. We then start to change with ourselves first. So, whatever we do to change and alter our life will ripple down to your children. So I suppose, Emily, my question is to you, do you work on yourself, your self-care and your self-love and your self-healing?
Not as much as I should.
Yeah. Well, it will ripple down to your children. So, you know, we need to nurture them. We need to, show our children how to live by example. The other part of this card is there's an action part to it. And it says here, affirm to your children at a young age that they're going to live a blessed life and let the belief set in. Self-love is the starting point. It can alter generations. Boundaries can expose children to the idea of balancing giving and receiving, and giving to self before helping others. You can find courses to help you in your self-discovery. Having a healthy view of yourself and self-analysis really helps. Being honest with your children helps. We have to be careful not to transfer our fears onto our children. The key is balance and quality time. Love and affection and guidance will help your child grow up to be well equipped emotionally as an adult. Remember, for the short time you have them solely in your life, you are getting them ready for their working life, a partner, and to be parents to the next generation. But before this happens, you are also helping them become their authentic selves. Help them find things they love. Introduce them to spirit, God, angels, guides, or source. Whatever words you can use, let them discover the truth. So the affirmation is, I elevate my children, or my child, you say the child's name, to spirit, to love and watch over them for their highest good.
Okay.
So you can actually put in the work to help them. And my spiritual journey started when I was in an abusive relationship with my daughter's father, and I changed my daughter and my life because I wanted to have her to have a better life than what she was having.
Mm-hmm.
So I then went on my spiritual journey to try and improve things as much as I could.
Mm-hmm.
So however, whatever I did actually altered her, and I released and forgave and worked on myself and removed myself from bad situations, and I wanted her to have a different life. So it took a lot of determination and a lot of motivation on my part to do that for her. So, you know, what sort of things can you do?
I guess basically just working, on me and knowing my self-worth and self-esteem, working on that stuff.
Yeah, you definitely need to do that, but you can get help. You actually can go and see people and talk to them and join groups. You don't really need to do it all alone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't know the situation of your children being taken, but I really think that and it's not something that I would like to go into with you over here, but I really think that you need to have really strong boundaries with the other people that are around you.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel like that you need to work on that self-love thing about the balancing, the giving and the receiving. It's going to you can alter it every day. Every day is a new day. So the more work that you put into releasing, forgiving, and altering yourself, the more your children will help. But I have to tell you, not just will it help your children, the amount of work that I've done, and I've done it over a 30-year period, this is the best version of myself. I actually like myself now, where I didn't before. I was in situations and around people that, and not being my true authentic self. I sort of did it unconsciously and I fitted into that cycle. And it wasn't actually true to who I am. So you're different now to how you were when you were young.
Yes.
You still have that foundation. You still have that to connect back to be back to your authentic self. We can reinvent ourselves at any point in time, and the work that we put in benefits us to no end. I have a much better life now. I'm free. I'm happy. My daughter's happy. She's happily married. And I've forgiven all of those things that happened, and I've moved through them. So I feel like that you are a strong enough person to seek the help that you need and to alter your life.
Okay.
Do you feel that? Do you feel that inner strength that, okay, I've
Yes.
had enough and I'm ready to live differently?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and you will. And you will put the effort in, and it will not, yes, it's for your children, but it's also about you. So sometimes it helps us to go back to basics, and to work through it. There's something that I'm just, if you just bear with me for a minute. Has there been a fire in your life?
A what? I'm sorry.
A fire?
A father?
No, a fire. Fire.
Not that I know of.
You've not ever been scared by a fire or something burning?
Oh, a fire. No. No, ma'am.
The only other thing that I can put that with symbolically is like the phoenix coming out of the ashes. So that's what I have. I have in a visual of like a fire. So if you've not been involved with a fire when you were a small child, which is where I was going to go, it quite possibly could mean the phoenix. So I'll leave it there with you. Thank you very much. Okay, so that's the show. I'm a Manifestor. I hope you've got something out of that. I'm Linda Willow Roberts. This is A1R Psychic Radio. You can find me at I'm a Manifestor Facebook page. I'm doing a show in Tweed Heads at Seagulls Club, Tweed Heads, on the 22nd of February in Queensland, Australia. You can contact Seagulls Club to get the tickets. You can find me in Holistic Bliss magazine, do a column there. What else do I do? And I'm speaking at the MBS Festival in Brisbane on the 25th of February. Please remember that to shine, to look after yourself, whatever work you do on you, it ripples down to other people. Happy Australia Day.